There we go. So, tonight we're continuing our journey through the chakras and specifically starting with the root chakra. On Monday, we began to explore family relationships, identity, goals, just a little bit, just to touch on that. And tonight we're going to go a little bit deeper into that process. And we're going to be starting with family. And we're doing this because the idea of this whole journey is a kind of integration, a kind of coming closer to our more authentic and full selves. And if anything is going to push buttons and trigger some sort of disharmony, then there's a good chance it's probably going to be family. And part of this process is about allowing those things to find balance. Um, what's Karen just saying? She's not going to join us tonight. She only just got in. That's cool. Um, So yeah, so tonight we like to say we're going to focus in with the family, and also family is our foundation. You think about our lives. We're talking about the root chakra, that base chakra. That's the foundation. That's the place where all our energy comes up from. And if you think about our family, that's when we come into the world, our family is our initial support, hopefully, ideally. Um, that is part of the foundation that we build our lives upon. And it can be good to look at this and to address it. So it is, you know, but the part of the thing with this is to find moments or thoughts connected to family or that connect us to our, if I say home foundation, that might trigger a little bit of a response. It might be that whatever comes up off that is something that you spend the whole 7 weeks focusing on. Or it might be that working through it this week puts you in the place to um, follow on to next week's. But it doesn't matter either way because the journey will work whether you're progressing or whether you're just working through one thing for 7 weeks. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is, and have your pen and papers ready. When you think of family, what is your role in the family? Do you play a role? Do others expect you to play a role? And we can be thinking back to our childhoods and our families there, or we might be thinking of our kind of our current home foundation now. But bear with me, I'm a bit croaky. So just make a few notes. Again, first things that come to mind. What is your role in the family? Do you play a role? Do others expect you to play a role? If so, what would that be? Is it provider, mother, caregiver, protector? Do you step into the child role? Is it you that's nurtured and supported? Just make a few notes. And then when you've got those jotted down, just give me a wave. There we go. Oh, everyone's on it. Look at that, quick today. Um, okay. So now I want you to think about, notice, how do you feel about being that role? How do you feel about being that role? It might be that you go, yeah, no, that's my place. That's part of who I am. Or it might be that you resent it. Nothing wrong with that. This isn't about judgment. This isn't about fixing or rights or wrong. It's just about awareness. And again, just give a little wave once you've got a few things jotted down. Yay. Oh, and sending a heart. Thank you very much. Better with this technology than me, Anne. Okay. So thinking about the foundation, home, family, and expanding that out into the bigger picture of life. I invite you to ask yourself, in general, do you feel safe? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel trusting? I don't actually know if that muted then or whether you heard me speaking to Fee. That's all right. I was telling her where her dinner was. Okay. So we've all got a few notes and thoughts down for that. Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that, Fiona. Where'd all them come from? That's great. And everyone's showing off now, hearts and multiple thumbs up. Apparently, if you put two thumbs up like this, oh, look at that. There we go. See if we get fireworks. There you go. Everyone's doing it. That's it. Okay. So, slight digression. Um, so when you think about life and where in life where you feel safe, comfortable, trusting, are there areas in life where you're not feeling so safe, where you're not so comfortable or you're not so trusting? And again, these are just gentle questions. Just find a point where you kind of something tweaks, kind of something triggers a bit of a response or a feeling. And again, once you've got something, jot them down. You're right there, Sally.
Can you repeat what you said, please?
Oh yeah. Um, so we've asked, do you feel safe, feel comfortable, feel trusting in life, in relationships, and that side of things? But is there anywhere where you do not? So where you don't feel necessarily so trusting or comfortable or safe in life? And then if you've got something, just give me a wave, thumbs up, or whatever fancy reactions you can get out of the system today. There you go. I've got a thumbs up there and sent another heart. Thumbs up from Sally. Fabulous. Oh, everyone's doing it now. Hey, get us. Okay. Next question. When do you feel not at home in life? When do you feel not at home in life? Do you question where you live or the life you've created? Just take a couple of minutes to just come up with aspects of that. Might be you feeling fine, in which case, that's all good. mean, and it can be anything. I mean, if you say to me, Rob, where are you not feeling quite at home in life? I would say the new job at the moment, partly because I've only got three schools and I've only been to them all once in a week. Other than that, I've only done one here and one there, and there's none this week. And then next week, I think I've got all of them. There should be four, but one keeps cancelling because they haven't got any take up. And then it's the holidays, so I don't really feel like I've started a job. I know. But part of me is going, come on, I want to be doing it. If I had one every week that was half a day as a starting point, so, five schools, that would be all right. But this bitness is just doing my head in. So yeah, could be anything. We all got something down for that. Sally has, Fiona has, Anne has. Sally's nodding there. Oh, she's dancing. I don't know. Are you dancing or are you nodding? Nodding. Okay. Um, okay. So now what I want you to do is just look at your answers that for those questions that we've just put together. And I invite you to just simply notice. Just simply notice when you look through those responses, whether any one point or points strikes a chord emotionally for you. Whether, whether it's, yeah, just seeing whether any one of those areas that you've just looked at has any sort of emotional charge. So, yeah, is there a bit of it where you go, or, or, you know, yeah, I mean, we probably all will, because it's always amazed me, and I've kind of been doing the whole kind of personal growth and transformation and spirituality stuff now for, what is it? I sat down, worked out the other day exactly, well, not exactly to the day, but we're like, it's got up 35 plus years now. And the amount of people go, oh, you especially get it at like holistic fairs. I've worked through all my stuff. There's nothing left for me to work through. That's denial. There's always stuff. There's always something new because tomorrow will present a whole new experience for you, and you don't know what button it's going to push until you're there doing it. So, um, have we all got something there? I have. It's called a cup of tea. Thank you, Fee. Yeah, yeah, thumbs up. Wonderful. Oh, that should help with a croaky throat. Okay, so we've all got, and we just one thing. I mean, you might have more than one thing there. In which case, pick pick the one that you kind of go, that's what I feel like I want to focus on. That's where I want to put my energies. Um, doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest and deepest. It can be just a mild point. It's up to you. And normally with this kind of thing, I kind of might say, oh, if you want to tell us what that is, but we're not going to do that with this because I want that. This is just your journey. At the end of it, if there's anything at the end of the session that you want to share once we've stopped recording from today's session or any of them, then we'll have space at the end for doing that. But don't feel you have to. Um, so let's take that a little deeper. If you've got something there that was emotionally charged, something that's struck a chord for you, when you think about the situation, what's happening there? What's happening? Identify the situation. And this might be something from the past, or it might be something more recent, but just make a few notes on what's happening in that situation. And then again, once you've got a few notes down, just give us a wave, a nod, set the fireworks off. Don't know what else it can do now. There's Anne's got the heart on the way. Oh my life, we've got rockets there. Fiona's showing off with the rockets. That's brilliant. Sally's got a thumbs up. We got a thumbs up from Sally. Wonderful. I want to make sure we're not leaving anyone behind on this one. So thinking about that situation, what was happening, how did you react? Did you kind of internalize it and just keep the response to yourself? Did you respond? Did you react to the situation? And was that response, however it came, whether it's internalized or an outward expression, how quickly did it take you to notice or realize that something had shifted emotionally? Was it an in the moment response and reaction or an internalization? Or was it kind of maybe like one of those things where you've had a conversation and then you're driving somewhere and suddenly you go, oh, and it happened after? Just again, make a few notes. And if what I'm saying doesn't make sense, then just kind of pop your mic on and go, that bit doesn't make sense. And I'll try and explain it differently. And yeah, once you've got something, send the rockets the that's a pig's nose. Anne's got there. I think, did you just wave Sally or were you just moving your arm? Yeah, your thumbs up. Fiona, you got, yeah, good, good. So when you realized that something shifted emotionally, that there was this response, how did you feel? Although we usually kind of say don't label your thoughts and feelings when we're doing meditation, I want you to be aware of how you felt, how you feel, and label the feeling. Give it like a label. And when you've done that, just let me know. Hands on it. Balloons. It's all gone very red. Thumbs up from Sally. We good, Fiona? Have you got? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, cool. So moving this forward, I'll give you a little bit longer to ponder this one. If this was a newspaper headline, if this was a newspaper headline, what would it say? What would it say if it was a newspaper headline? And then once you've got your headline, let me know. Anne's got a headline. Mm, we got lots of thumbs up from Sally. Mm, Fiona's got a headline, possibly. Sally's still pondering there, I think. I'll give a few moments longer. So I could do some background music, isn't it, whilst you. So, for instance, if you, wonderful. If you were a small child and it was a time you were expecting an iPad for a present, and when you opened the box, it literally was an iPad, not an iPad, and you were like, headline might go, "Child angry over iPad Christmas joke." I saw a video of that one. So I don't know if you've seen it. There's a video where they kind of have a box and it looks like an iPhone, iPad box. And when the kid opens it up, it's a cotton wool iPad. It's she wasn't impressed. Um, okay, so you will need your notes from Monday. I'm hoping you've got those there. That's another reason we're using the same book for all this, so everything's in one place. With your headline, I want you to just look back to some of the answers from Monday. Specifically, family equals, and we filled in the blank. And what do I want out of my family? Which I think was one of the other questions. So look at your responses on Monday to family equals and what do I want out of my family? What do I want from my family? And now just compare how you're being triggered, your response to today's work to those ideals. And I don't want you to just do it now. We'll have a couple of minutes for you to kind of give it a bit of thought, but ponder it throughout the week. This, how I'm being triggered. How does that sit with? How does that relate to those ideals of family equals and what do I want out of my family? And the part of the reason we're doing this and going deeper is because as we go deeper, as we make these comparisons, in all situations, when we pull away at everything else, at the heart and the center is always there's always some wisdom, some learning or lesson to be gained, and insight into who we are. And so this process is about peeling that back until we get to that. So yeah, family equals what do I want out of my family from Monday? And compare that with how you've, whatever that is that's triggered or whatever that is that you've had a reaction to today. Everyone ready to move forward? Like I say, that's something to ponder and kind of come to throughout the week. It's an ongoing. So now we're going to move into the why. Why? We've established something, I don't know what that is for you, but something that has caused a reaction, a response, something that's triggered you a little bit. So just begin, and you might not find an answer to this immediately. It could be a question that you keep coming back to and keep coming back to. But just asking yourself, why has that triggered me? Why have I responded that way? Why has it had that effect on me? And what I want you to do is a little bit like an ice sculptor picking away at a block of ice, chipping bits off until they get to the form inside. I want you to continue asking why until you have only one answer left. And again, this is ongoing throughout the week. Maybe, once a day in the evening, grab a brew and just ponder it. Why? What was it about that that caused me to react that way or affected me that way? And keep whittling it away, and keep going till you've got just one answer. Why did this affect me emotionally? Write the answer down. And you might have a whole page or a few pages of answers. Because of this, because of that, because at the time I was feeling like this, because at the time this was going on, until you've just got nothing left but one answer. Why does that affect me emotionally? So make a start on that now and take a couple of minutes. But like I say, this is an ongoing process. You can pick it up like tomorrow, later on tonight, Friday, Saturday, over the weekend. But for now, just, yeah, get a few thoughts and ideas down, but then keep asking that question. Why? Until there's no answer left, just the one answer. And if you've made a start on that, just give me a thumbs up or another. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Can I say that again? Which bit?
All of it. Not
Oh,
all of it. Just that last bit, the why bit
the
about
why
what
bit.
the
Okay.
whittling bit.
Okay. So you've got something, some thought, something of either recent or past, where there's a family thing and there's a bit of an emotional response, and you've gone, right, that's what we're going to focus on. And so what we're doing now is we're just asking the question, why did this affect me? Or why has this affected me? Or why is it still affecting me? And we keep asking that question. So let me try and think of an example. Ah, I've been doing the day job stuff all day, so my brain is still full of teaching kids in school. Um, let's say someone's a teacher and they the thing they've come up with that has sparked is I don't know, they've seen I read something in a paper where a teacher maybe has got into a bit of bother because they raised their voice a bit at a child and the child complained and it's all blown out of proportion. And the teacher that reads that article, that headline goes, "Oh, I did that once. Oh, I feel," and suddenly they're kind of going, "Oh, I feel bad about that." And that's the emotional response. It's not always necessarily I feel bad about something, but I don't feel good about that. I feel sad about that. And so then they go, okay, why? And they'll be like, well, because that could have been me in the paper because um, I would never normally, but the other week I raised my voice a bit more than I would normal at one of the pupils. Okay, why? Well, the child was doing this, that, and the other, and that was doing this, and it just came out. Okay, why? Because the child was being frustrating and annoying. Okay, so why did it create that reaction? Well, that's what my dad used to do whenever we were being probably annoying. And I never used to like it. And I don't like the thought that I've upset that child in the same way that I used to be upset by my dad when he raised his voice at me. This is purely the first thing that's come into my head, but um, and you go, well, why? Because I felt really quite scared at that moment in time. So why are you reacting like this? Because actually it reminds me of that time I felt scared when I was little. So why am I reacting like this? Because I felt scared when I was little. And once you get down to that one point that keeps coming back up, like in that example, because I felt scared, because I felt scared. I'm feeling bad because I felt scared, and the thought that I may have made that child feel scared is 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 something that makes me feel bad. But at the same time, the root of that, because we're doing the base chakra, is I felt scared when I was a child, when I was shouted at. So we're trying to get it down to that seed, that thing where that behavior comes from. Does that make more sense? Yeah. And there is a good reason for this because when you get down to that seed point, that answer that keeps returning, we arrive at a point of wisdom. And with that wisdom is revealed either a pattern of behavior that suddenly makes sense in our lives. Because again, this is about self-awareness. This is about kind of touching on our authentic self. And our authentic self isn't this kind of pristine, perfect thing. That's not what we're aiming at. It's just us. We can't be anything other than what we are, but we can have a greater understanding of who we are. And that then affects how we show up and move and do our thing within the world. So we get down to that point, that question, that response that keeps coming back. So in the example I gave that because as I was scared, and then we go, wow, actually, yeah, I was scared in those situations as a child. And suddenly we can see a pattern wherever we've been in a slight confrontational pattern position, maybe, and people have raised their voices, maybe we've been scared. So we've not put our viewpoint forward. And maybe our life isn't quite where we want it to be, or because we've not felt we can put our voice forward, because if we do, a voice is raised and we feel scared again. So now we have a pattern and we go, okay, that's something that I can see has appeared in my life. Maybe have been times going for promotions or something in work. You kind of think, why don't I keep moving forward? And you realize suddenly that it's that fear back there that's still echoing now that stops you from moving forward. So we uncover a pattern. Or it might be it might be a belief system that you're discovering. So it might be rather than the fear that you kind of the thing that triggers you is this feeling of just being useless, and it comes from something, and suddenly you trace it back, why, and you get to the point that it just felt like all the grown-ups in your life when you were young used to say, you're pleasant enough, but you weren't any good at anything. If you're only six, you haven't had a chance to be good at anything. But um, but because it was repeated and repeated, maybe echoed school. I mean, if I go with my school reports, they always said I could do better. Sometimes I wonder now why that is whether that's why I throw myself completely into study of stuff and go so deep into stuff, because apparently I could be better. So I'm always trying to be better, which could tie into this. It could be a belief system that stems from back in those days when I was at school, my foundational years, where my base chakra years, where I was told that I could do better, even if I felt I was doing my best. Um, and so that could be a belief system that maybe is underpinned simply by I don't feel good enough. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it could be that you know, I don't feel good enough because every time I thought I'd done really well, I got a thing that said, well, you could do better. You could do better. And so now, maybe as an adult, I stopped trying to do better and improve my life because of this belief that I'm never going to do it good enough. So by asking that why question, we strip away and we strip away. We get down to that initial point, and it's up to you how much you kind of go into this. Um, but we get to that initial point where we go, there's a belief, or that is the start of a pattern that I still feel the echoes of today. It might be that belief system or pattern benefits your life now, in which case, result, win-win. Or it might be that pattern or belief system is holding you back in some way, in which case, by discovering it, that moment of wisdom and insight, you can then start to make changes or work with it if you choose to. So when you get down to that last question, you start asking, when you've got that single why, that one answer that you keep coming back to, then you ask yourself, what's the pattern? What is the pattern I'm noticing? And once you've got a response to that, what belief sits underneath this? So just make sure you get those down. We're not going to ask you to start going on them just yet because you've got to kind of spend a bit of time working through the why. But once you get to that why, what is the pattern I'm noticing? What beneath belief sits underneath this? And when you get to that point, allow yourself 3 to 5 choices, 3 to 5 options for when this pattern comes up again. And by that, I mean, once you get down to that's the pattern, that's the thing I keep repeating, ask yourself, how else can I respond? How else could I respond? Because if I use that example of fear again, of always being quiet because I'm afraid somebody's going to raise their voice, which as an adult self may sound quite rude, ludicrous, but at some point we may have learned that that's how you respond to a certain situation to get through it. And even though our adult self can go, well, it's nonsense, doesn't mean it doesn't still affect you. So how else can I respond? So in that situation, I could take a deep breath and just quietly and calmly state my point. I could I could challenge the person and say, excuse me, but there's no need to speak to me like that. I could meet like with like. I mean, heading towards an argument there, not necessarily the best of examples, but I could meet like with like, and I could bring my voice up, and I could make myself bigger, and I go, hang on a minute. Or I might choose to read some books on how to be more confident in my communications or how to stand up for myself. And I can learn some techniques and start just practicing new ways of responding to that old pattern. But when we see that pattern, when we get to that point, we're uncovering that wisdom. And then when we look at how we can respond and start thinking from our adult self, how can I respond? How do I respond to this? What different ways can I respond to this that will give me the better outcome? That's where we begin to learn more about our own authenticity and get insight into who we are, who we've become, and also where we're heading. I'm very conscious that that's taken a whole half hour plus already. Um, Lots of food for thought for there. That is the end of the thinking part of this. Um, Obviously, the recording's there to go back through it. And actually, I'll put the notes up into the Facebook group or into the chat, and then you've got the notes there as well. Are we still okay on time? Are people happy to do the meditation? Yes, marvelous. It will all tie in that way. Wonderful. Okay, so we've done our heady writing and practical bit. And like I say, it's not all to be answered now. It might be that you spend the next several weeks just going over that one thing. And okay, let's go mining. Let's pull out the why. Let's slip below. What is that why? What is the pattern beneath it? What is the belief beneath that? Um, and if you just by the end of this process have one thing where you go, wow, understanding, then the journey does its thing, and because it's recorded, you'll be able to take something else and go through the process again. Um, these things work when we do them. Um, right. So have a fidget, shake all that off a bit, and get yourselves comfortable. And we'll start as we always start. The beauty of this, I suppose, starting how we always start, is because you know that once we take those 3 deep breaths, you can begin to relax. You can actually discover yourself doing that even quicker than you've imagined in the past. So let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths together, and there's no need to close your eyes and relax on the first breath or close your eyes and relax on the second breath. But on the third breath, make it a good one. And at the point, at the height of that in breath, as you begin to breathe out, just allow your eyes to gently close, just in the time you need to take to relax and go within. That's breathing in, hold it, and breathing out. Breathing in, hold it, and breathing out. Breathing in, hold it, and this time as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to gently close, to relax. Just tell yourself, I'm going to relax, to go within. Outside noises will not distract me. Everyday thoughts will not disturb me. It all just helps me go deeper now with every breath. And I'm going to count down from 10 to 0. 10 is where you are now. 0 can be in a wonderful state of inner focus, of relaxation, of trance, of meditation. With every count and with every breath you take, you can begin to relax automatically. You don't have to think about it. In fact, there's nothing to do. Just relax. That's 10. Every cell, fiber, and muscle of the body softening and unwinding. 9. Drifting down through time and space. 8. With every breath you take and every word that I speak, it can start to be automatic now. You do not have to think about it. Just relax. From 8 to 7, letting go, unwinding. 6. Deeper relaxed. 5. That midway point of stillness. Think about a set of scales, balance. It swings either way, but at that center point, at the fulcrum, all is calm and all is still. And I want you to become aware of that place of stillness and balance within you. And as you begin to notice that now, just allow that to spin and flow within you as you continue to relax down to 4. And with every breath you take and every word that I speak, it's automatic. You do not have to think about it. Just relax. To 3. Each breath, each moment, softening mind, body, letting go. From 3 all the way to 1. Just ahead of us is that 0. I want you to think of 0 like a doorway. And maybe you'll jump through that doorway. Maybe you'll step through it. Maybe you'll glide or float through it. But however you choose to relax deeply now, as we hit that 0, you can let go all the way to 0. Every breath you take allows you to continue to relax as my voice goes with you, breathing gently, steadily, openly. Begin to feel yourself grounded within this space, connected to the earth beneath you, connected to the body, connected to your foundation. I wonder just how aware of that you can be now, grounded within this space. And imagine, think of, however you do that, a silver grounding cord. It's extending down through the body, all the way from the top of the head down through the body, through the root chakra at the base of the spine, down through the earth. Just think of, imagine that cord going all the way down into the center of the earth. Connecting, grounding. You can notice yourself grounded, balanced, stable. With each breath, harmonized with the energy of the earth. So now bring awareness to the bottoms of your feet. And just imagine, pretend, think of roots, roots beginning to grow from your feet down, down into the earth, moving deeper, further, spreading out through the layers of the earth, wrapping around the core of the earth, continuing on, extending even further out through the opposite side. And from those roots, something begins to grow. Maybe a tree, a flower, a vine, a plant, something alive, something connected to your energy, something that represents your deep connection to the earth. And as you become more aware of that connection, more aware of this, just breathe into this awareness. Exhale slowly. Feeling completely grounded, open, and balanced. And so bring your awareness now above the head to the crown chakra, that energy center at the top of the head. Just imagine, think about, see that crown chakra beginning to open, forming that sphere of light more clearly, more fully. And as that idea of that crown chakra opening up at the top of the head, just allowing divine light to flow through. A beautiful, brilliant white light beginning to flow down through the crown, washing through the head, the face, the throat, the chest, down through to the heart, allowing this white light to clear that central channel in which the chakras align. Allow that light to remove resistance, remove heaviness, remove density, however you can do that now. Opening you more fully to your authentic self. Feel this white light moving through the shoulders, the arms, the stomach, the pelvis, the legs, the feet, until the entire body is filled with white light. breathing in deeply. Exhaling slowly, allowing the white light to move beyond the skin, filling the energetic field around you. And you become aware of a vertical line moving from above the head down through the center of the body and deep into the earth. You become aware of a horizontal line coming to you from the left to the right through the heart center. And a final line moving from the past behind you through the heart center and out into the future ahead of you. A descending line. One line moving from left to right through the heart center, and the one that comes from the past and travels to the future, again through the heart center. And these lines intersect and meet within the heart center. A still point, a convergence point, a place of balance. And within the heart, call forward a feeling that resonates deeply with you today. It may be love, gratitude, compassion, joy, peace, abundance, grace. Just call forward that feeling that resonates deeply with you today. Choose the feeling that feels most alive for you and place it gently into the center of the heart. Feel the heart beginning to pulse with this energy, like a drum radiating outward through the lines, touching the convergence point. Every connected being, every line of the grid, a world of people, all connected through those lines, running down and through and back and forth. And as you give out that feeling, that vibration outwardly, feel it returning to you tenfold, filling your entire being with the highest frequencies of love, kindness, gratitude, divinity. As that flows, bring your awareness back down to your root chakra and to the point below the feet, down into the divine center of the earth. Become aware of, imagine, picture, think about a wonderful emerald green spiraling energy, spiraling upwards like a geyser, rising up from the earth, up through the feet, into that root chakra. Feel, become aware of that emerald green energy spiraling upward through the body as it moves through each of the chakra points, opening, washing, cleansing, awakening. And you may even notice the body gently responding to the movement of this energy, like a pendulum, like flowing water, like a current moving and flowing through you. And allow this emerald green energy to rise all the way up through the crown chakra at the top of the head, meeting that divine white light from above. And now the white light begins flowing downwards again, whilst the emerald green energy continues rising upwards, one flowing down, one flowing up, one beginning to move counterclockwise and the other moving clockwise. And I don't know how you are aware of that now, but allow those energies to move faster and faster, flowing through the body, spiraling through that central channel that aligns the chakras, spinning so fast that they merge into a single flowing vortex of energy. Spinning and flowing together, feel yourself surrounded by this toroidal field. A spinning field of light all around the heart center. Your awareness orbiting gently around this space. No time, no separation, only flow. So just allow yourself to simply drift within this energy, orbiting the heart, held within the movement, held within the field. So begin now to notice yourself being gently drawn into the heart center, pulled inward like gravity. However you do that now, just experiencing, thinking about, imagining being drawn into that sacred space of the heart. And from the heart, moving gently back down into the root chakra, the base of the spine, returning to the foundation, returning to earth. As you return to the foundation, just allow an element of the earth to greet you. A vine, a tree, roots, flowers, leaves, branches, whatever appears naturally for you. Allow the earth to greet you. And even though you may consciously not know how, you can begin to allow this earth energy to begin to activate the root chakra channel. Feel those roots growing through the bottoms of the feet, blossoming, opening, awakening energy points within the body. Those roots moving upwards through the legs, the knees, the thighs, activating, opening, connecting. And allow that earth energy to continue moving naturally through the body in whatever way feels right for you. Breathing gently, remaining open, remaining connected to the flow of the root chakra. And simply for a while remain here within the experience, grounded, stable, connected, alive. That's right. And then just begin to bring your awarenesses back within. Those roots you've put down keep you connected, keep you grounded. And even though you may not be aware of it, that energy is flowing through you day and night, grounding, energizing, healing. To begin to let go of the ideas and the images and that sense of that energy and the chakras and the roots, and begin to return now back to this time, this place, grounded, balanced. I'll count from 1 to 5. 1 is where you are now. 5 can be eyes open, relaxed, grounded, ready to continue on this journey, ready to embrace the week. from a balanced, grounded place. That's one, every cell, fiber, and muscle of the body coming back to normal everyday awareness. Number 2, feeling a gentle flow of energy, revitalizing, refreshing, feeling good. Number 3, take a deep breath in for me. Breathing that oxygen in, feeling good, letting it clear mind, body, and soul. 4, in a moment, you can open your eyes, ready to be the person you want to be and live life how you want to live it, feeling good and grounded. That's 5, eyes open. Be here now. Have a stretch, have a fidget. And when you're fully back, you can pop your cameras back on.